Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. Never too old. Today we're fitting the inverter. Dun dun dun. Now, the reason this is a dun 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 moment is because it came with the van. I don't even know whether it works. So that's going to be interesting. We were going to get one anyway. If when we got the van we didn't have an inverter, we were going to get one anyway because we're big coffee drinkers. So coffee machine is quite important in the van. No matter what else we have in there, the coffee machine is important. But before we do this, let me show you what I've done inside. So I finished off this bench. We now have a hinge bench at the front. That's my seat, and this will be my work area. Trevor's work area will be back here with all the benches. I still haven't replaced that bench yet after putting the water inlet in, which is down there, accessible for me to attach the pipe, and then the hole will go down there. Nala wants me to play. I love you, baby, but I'm busy. So let's take you back here and just excuse all the stuff on the top of it. I'm now using it as another workbench. But I've got all the plywood in. It's very solid. I've sat on it, I've lay on it and all that palaver. I actually put another support strut under it because I wasn't really happy with it. So that's that so far. I put another bit of wood up there ready. I can't put any wood up that side and that side. As you can see, I've got it all torn out. I'm waiting now for the delivery of things for the bed, so I can't put any wood up there until I get those things. So yeah, let's get this inverter in. Okay, so the idea is to have this situated here, high enough. This is heavy. It's heavy. High enough so that I can put a plug socket in here and run a lead. I'm going to rest it there because I'm in a really awkward position, because if I go any farther I'm going to go in front of the camera. High enough so I can have, there are two plug sockets here. There's a wee socket here, but I think that is for, you could have got a remote control with this. It wasn't with the van, so I don't know. And then you've got the two plug sockets. So I have a plug already in here, which is the long one. The long one, I think, is to the electrics. So this shorter one this cable runs all the way down the van, and then there's a plug socket in my seating area that I showed you a minute ago. So I need to put the plug back on here, and that will go in here, which means that we have a plug socket down there, and then we have another plug socket that we will run toward the kitchen area. This is different cable thickness to the other battery cable. I had to order this in separately. Now these have come in a meter length, so I'm gonna have to cut them anyway, but I didn't want a big massive load. I'll leave the link in the description box. This is 25 mil, so that's 60 mil, this is 25 mil, and I'm gonna have to put a break fuse on the positive cable, you know, safety features and all that. Positive cable is going to run right down that end, and the negative cable is going to come from the box down to the battery. The negative cable is obviously far too long. I only need it from there to there. So that needs cutting and re-crimping. I need to measure that from where I'm going to put the box to get that connected to there. And then I need to figure out where, because I'm running out of space on that front bit. I might put it near up here. I might just put it next to the other breaker in there. Measure that to cut it, to crimp it from the other end of the terminal to get to here. And I'm looking at it now and kind of going, yeah, it'll be fine. Hurrah! Alright, first one done. Bit awkward, but anyway. So I have shaped it this way because the fuse box is going to be, so I'll just show you this way here. It's a bit tight there with that sleeve. I have a black one, but I didn't want to use the black one because it would have done my head in. The black one would have fitted fine, but I don't have a large or red one, but I don't want to put black on a red pipe, it would annoy me. Anyway, so that's going to be across on the far bench, and then this needs to come over across that space and hook under the inverter. So that's why I've put them at funny angles rather than symmetrical with each other. So that one's done. Next one to get done. So I'll do this and I'll come back to you when it's finished. Alright, so things are getting a bit on the small side nowadays, especially in these little confined spaces, so I have to take things apart to put things in. So let's get this board off. Even then there, I don't know whether I'm going to get my drill in here. I suppose I can get my screwdriver in here, but just need to mark where I need to put that fuse in. See if I can actually get the bloody fuse in. Get my drill into that little section. It's going to be so awkward. But I think it just gets like that at this stage now. It's gotta be just parts, it's just a pain in the ass. Not using that one. Not using that one either. I might take this thing out just so I can get into here. Okay, gives me a bit more room to maneuver. So that's our fuse in, ready to go. Now I need to shorten the negative wire. Okay, so that's the negative wire done. I'm going to then stick this on the negative bit, and then it's going to be weird because they're going to cross over because that's the way it is on the inverter. The negative, positive side on this side, but however, right. I'm not over tighten that yet because I want to be able to bring this around here. So I figured the smarter way to do this, rather than trying to struggle to round the bend, a bit like myself, is to figure out where I'm putting this on the board, put it on the board now whilst I don't have the board in here. She says, hoping she's not going to kill herself trying to get the board back on. Right, so that's more or less where she goes. placing this approximately here. Is that right? Yeah. Flipping heck. So I'm going to make a little mark with my pencil as I kill myself trying to hold this in that position. Bloody Nora. Right, so I'm going to take my board out. I'm going to reattach my frame so I know exactly where I am. Yeah. Alrighty, let's get this attached, and then I'm going to try and put the board back in there. So that's her in, snuggly buggly. What I've got to do now is try and get the wires connected. Alright, let's see if we can do that. Now, I don't know how much of this you're going to see, because actually it might end up being in the camera. So, being in the camera's way, should I say. Yeah, so I've got a couple of washers. I'm going to move you out of the way for a minute. Take you off with the washers. So there's the washers that came off. I'm going to place a washer on first with the wire. Okay. And then another washer on the screw. But as usual with this game, you need another flipping pair of hands. Or not such a close corner. Right, so I've got to put another washer on underneath. That's just in. If I can move my hand there. And then put that little knob on top. Turn it really nice and tight. Alright. That's one in. Gotta be on, surely. Yeah, okay. I hear a little snap, crackle and pop. It's because I can't figure out which way the switch is supposed to be. Oh, it's going to be tight. Yeah. We're in. We're in, we're in, we're in. And the noise came out of her, so clearly she works. Woohoo! Right. Pressure I'm not pleased about, but thank God this wobbly a bit, so we're alright. Let's turn her on. And we have a green light. Woohoo! Although, oh no, well, my batteries aren't on. Oh no, 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 I'm getting confused. My batteries are not connected to the rest of the power. They obviously all have power in them. Yes, of course. What a doofus I am. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know. Yeah, this electric stuff racks my brain. Right, next job. Go get the coffee maker and see if she works. Yes? Yes. Okay, jokes. So, here's the coffee machine that we have multiple coffees out of on a daily. Yes, I know. It's a very bad feel. We don't really care. Caffeeaholics. Right, probably messing with the blare here, but I'm trying to get this in while making sure you can actually see that it's in. Woohoo! We've got flashing lights on the coffee machine. Okay, so moment of truth. Nothing is happening. Okay, so we've got flashy lights, but coffee isn't working. Kind of. Oh, no, no, here we go. Maybe I haven't put the jug in. Oh, I hadn't put the jug in properly. Yes! Right. Okay. You can hear the fan going ever so slightly, which is under there with plenty of air with it. Now what I should actually be doing is, oh well, no, I was going to say I could bring out the solar monitor and find out what we're doing with how much we're using, but what I'm actually going to do after this, immediately after this, so I'll show you, is attach the battery monitor. So I can do this all over again and show you the battery monitor. Oh yeah. You cannot know how delighted I am that that worked. Take my glasses off, can't see you. Yeah, so I'm gonna sit down here. I'm sure you can see me. Job number 1 done for today. Second job to be done is the battery monitor, which will show us pretty much how many amps or watts or whatever that just used, and give us an idea of how full up the batteries are and what have you. I was checking out on the app for the Victron solar panel yesterday because it was a beautiful sunny day. It was freezing. It's freezing today. I'm in boots and thick leggings and a hoodie. It looks gorgeous, but it's bloody cold. And we got up, I think it was 89 watts, which was fantastic. So before I did all of that, before I just made the coffee, I think the batteries were full because the Victron said float, and I think float means that it's full and it's not putting any more in. But now we're back up to bulk. We're now on bulk, so I think that's, apart from the lights, that's the first time we've actually used any power out of the battery. But couldn't be more delighted. When we've been out with the van at the weekends, and we went to England for that big long time, we had a what do you call it? One of those carry along gas cooker things. It was only one hob, and we were boiling the water on the hob and then putting it into the cafetiere and having coffee. It was fine. It was nice, but it was a load of messing about. Whereas this here now is flipping divine. So yeah, I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to get cracking on with the battery monitor. God, that's good. Alrighty, so this is the EcoWorthy battery monitor. So you have the manual. We have auxiliary drawings for the flush mounting, which is great. Kind of gives you a wee template of where you want to put your monitor. Stick it onto this, doesn't blow away. Stick it onto this so it doesn't blow away too. So we have screws. We have a little pen that you can use on the touch screen. We have our hole sensor. I'll show you what that's for in a minute. And we have our monitor, which obviously is in 2 pieces. That gets mounted on the back. And then under that, oops, we have all our wiring. Okay. So this is the wiring that goes to the battery terminal and then plugs in to the back here, and then this is the wiring that goes into the back here and plugs to our hole sensor. So I'm going to just show you, because it's not difficult, the diagram, because I've got a single hole sensor. You can have it where you have a dual hole sensor. So if I can zoom you in here and show you this. Alright, so this is the basic diagram that we are looking at. So, solar panel controller, which we don't have an EcoWorthy one, it's a Vitron one, but it doesn't really make any difference. We've got our inverter here, we've got our batteries here, we've got our monitor here, and we've got our whole sensor here. So basically, you're putting through all your positive wires through the whole sensor that leads then to the positive terminal of your battery, and then the whole sensor somehow, don't ask me how, because you know there's obviously, oopsies, there's obviously something in there that does something. I don't know what it is, but it does something that monitors then your usage. So that's it, really. That's it. And then obviously your terminals, which are these guys here, go from the sensor here again through here into your positive, and then straight into so you got your negative goes into your negative terminal, your positive goes through the sensor into your positive terminal. Yeah, and that's it. So not really rocket science. Yeah, so with the greatest will in the world, I cannot get the inverter cable, well, the cable that runs the inverter into this hole sensor. There is no room, and I can't pull it up from here. So I have the mains, which is this one, and the solar, which is this one, and that will have to suffice. It will at least give us an idea of how much battery we're using. I mean, if this tells me, this should be able to tell me when I'm draining the inverter. Oh my god, when I'm draining the battery using the inverter anyway. So yeah, I'm going to connect this up with the positive cable. The negative cable is already connected to the other end. I'm going to connect this up, and then I'll do the wiring and see where we are. Alright, so everything's connected up to the battery. I need to put that into there. I'm going to go and put this into the back of the monitor, the whole sensor. I couldn't bloody well fit it in because it's really tight. And finally, any of these, I think, is what it said. So, yay, there we go. Oh, happy days. I'm going to take this wee cover off. I don't even see it. I'm sure we'll probably leave it on. Right, so that's what we've currently got. That's the home screen. Oh, don't know what's going on here. Right, so we've got the home screen. So we're not bringing anything in right now because I have turned all the electrics off. So let me just turn the electrics back on again. Right. So we've got 99 hours and 59 minutes to charge, which means that the batteries are totally charging. I assume that means the batteries are 100%. And I have to do something with the settings. I need to look through the... Let's put that on so it won't keep on going off. Hall sensor 1, so that's what we have. Okay, you can get 2 obviously. Set value, number of cells in series. So I need to go through this. So that's pretty much it for how to do your battery monitor. I hope you can see that. I'm kind of hoping you can see that. So I assume this means that it can't charge anymore because I haven't used the batteries. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to run the coffee machine and let's see what happens with it. Alright, I'm going to put the coffee machine on now and see what happens, if anything. There we go, we're going down 12.6, 12.5. So it just takes a minute for the coffee machine to kick in properly. Did that earlier. Oh. Down 12.2. Well, we seem to have settled there. So, I mean, I know the batteries were full. Obviously, we can see this here. I don't know what I assume the no minutes to no minutes means that, I mean, it came on earlier as 99 something or other, I don't know. And I did change these all to, because you have to change these before you can use it. So the battery capacity, the max voltage charge, and the cut-off voltage. I hope I've done those right, and if not, maybe this is why nothing is making any, I don't know. But we're down to 12.1. It was 13 something or other earlier. So, yeah. There you go. 2 jobs in 1. Happy days. Right, well, that's me for today. Another job tomorrow. I'm actually really happy I got the inverter done today because it's been sitting there for ages. Obviously since we got the van ready to go in. That's a lot of the electrics pretty much done, to be honest. We just need to get the battery to battery charger fitted in and the mains battery fitted in and then the CSU unit, and then that's us done and dusted. I mean, she could run now off what she's got. She's got solar panel. So, oh, that's the inverter screaming. There we go. Right, thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, a like and a subscribe. Say hello in the comments. Still haven't reached 50 subscribers because something went wrong with YouTube last week and my views plummeted, as did everybody else apparently. Bye for now, and always remember, you're never too old.